Let's get going. Okay, so here we go. So today it's about saunas. Our reading is on the bbc.co.uk website. It's also on the bbc.com website too, the future website. Let's go over to the page where the words are that we're going to read. Let me just get rid of this little
Mhm.
toolbar. There we go, that's gone. So, and the title is, so there's a little confirmation that says future up there. So the BBC have a little future website, and this is one of the articles here. The language they use tends to be quite complicated and quite hard, I would say. So it's the normal sort of bbc.co website, news website is quite simple language, but this one is a little bit harder to read. So here we go then. So Finland's obsession with saunas is going global, but are they any good for you? I think they're saying Finland's obsession. So do you think the Finnish people own the idea of saunas? Do you think they sort of originated saunas, maybe, the Finnish people? Because I often associate them with saunas.
I don't know. I just know that in Russian villages,
Mm.
saunas, banyas, it names different word banya, but it was
Banya.
always
Yeah. And I think they say sauna, don't they? They say sauna.
yes. We
That's
pronounce it sauna.
and you
But
say what was your
sauna it's something different because we out
bauna?
banya,
Oh, banya, sorry.
banya.
Banya. Okay. But it's similar but different. That's fantastic. Well, let's read this for the moment. We'll come back to other issues if we can. So this is the Getty's image. Clearly, we see a man in a sauna there. And this thing in the middle is presumably where the heat comes from. Saunas are famous for being really hot or really steamy. So it can be a dry heat or a wet heat. So this was
Mhm.
written in May, and here we have the author's name. I won't try to pronounce it, but it looks like Erika Benke or Benk maybe. So written about a month ago. So and the title here this time is the Finnish tradition of a sauna followed by a plunge into icy water or a roll in the snow is spreading around the world. What does science say about the claimed health benefits? Okay, so this is over to you then. So it's
Mhm.
your reading here, Elena.
Yeah.
Thank
Start.
you.
Sometimes I wonder why I do these things to my body. I'd just been for a midwinter run in a frozen park in the Finnish city of Oulu. The air temperature was minus 15 Celsius or 5 by Fahrenheit. At 170 kilometers, 106 meters south of the Arctic Circle. This is the world's northernmost park run. Less than an hour later, I ducked into a sauna, a dimly lit wooden room where intense heat was radiating from a massive wood-burning stove. The thermometer read 85 by Celsius or 185 by Fahrenheit. As I sat there, sweating like crazy, a fellow sauna goer threw a lead ladleful of water
Mm,
into the stove's hot stones to make oily, finish for a sudden burst of steam that surges through the air. It's a powerful sensation, almost shocking. The heat reached deep into my skin and muscles, melting away any tension. But that wasn't enough for me. Stepping outside into the cold air, steam rose from my body, and I climbed down an ice encrusted ladder into the ex- excruciatingly
mm.
cold water of the Oulu River, which had a temperature of around 1 degrees by Celsius or 34 by Fahrenheit. I felt piercing pain like a million needles striking my skin.
Yes. I'm cringing here with the feeling. Oh
Okay.
dear. Okay, so this last couple of words here then. So that I
Like
th so this is I'd say striking, striking.
striking.
Yes.
Mhm.
So they're being forced into his skin or her skin. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, and this is obviously, I think that there's a town with this name, and it's obviously it must get the town's name from the river, I guess. And I think there's a couple of ways of saying it. It's I think you basically had it right, really. So I think it's Olu or Ulu. I've heard both two ways of saying it, Olu or Ulu. But it's a foreign name, and we probably won't be saying it ever again unless we
Mhm.
go there, of course. So it doesn't really matter for our purposes today. Um, and they've got the temperatures here, haven't they? So I think you said it about with the temperature, you said it right, just as I would say, really. Um, but we I'm talking recently, right where my cursor is, it would often be like a little circle up there, and it would often say 1 degree C or
Mhm.
1 degree Celsius or 1 degree centigrade. But probably nowadays we often just say 1 centigrade. That's often what we say, or 1 Celsius, something like that. Or maybe over here 185 Fahrenheit. But so some people will stick the degree in there each time there's a Fahrenheit or a Celsius. But nowadays, less and less people are doing that. So it's just 85 Fahrenheit or 85 centigrade, that sort of thing. And that's exactly what you said. That's great. I think you did put a degree in there and then took it out again, but I would have done exactly the same thing. So that was great. Anything you wanted to ask about this little bit here?
Yes, some words
Hmm.
was
It was pretty good, I thought.
difficult to pronounce.
Yeah. Uh,
Yes, the
that
same
one.
word. Yes.
Yeah. So excruciatingly. And you had it about right, really. So
E-
forget the Lee and just say excruciating. That's easy. Makes it quite a bit easier. So excruciating. Excruciating.
Excruciatingly.
Yeah, that is pretty good. I think you're better actually when you first read it out, actually. So excruciating. Excruciating. Excruciating.
Excruciatingly.
Yeah, that's it. You really that time you had it. That was it. That's it. You've got it. Normally, when you use this word, normally you almost only ever use it when talking about pain. So it was excruciatingly painful or excruciatingly bad, or you might say it was excruciatingly boring. Sort of a negative thing or something that's painful. Normally you use that word excruciating. So with that word, you're just amplifying how bad it was, sort of a thing, excruciatingly. So it's like saying extremely. That's, but you only ever use it when it's pain or something bad like that.
Mhm.
So you might say excruciatingly tedious. That's another one. But you probably wouldn't use it in many other places. Just so it's pain or boredom or something like that. Great. Anything else?
Another word. Ah, a third paragraph,
Hmm.
second line, through a ladleful.
Yeah, that's pretty close. So if you forget the full bit at the end, and that's basically saying literally full rather than empty. And so it's really that's the root word there. So ladle, ladle. When you're in the kitchen or something and you're doing cooking, you might like it's a big spoon basically. And when you go into the sauna, it's that little big spoon which you put the
Mhm.
water onto the stones with. Ladle. And here saying it's full, basically. A ladle full of water. Ladle full.
Sometimes they add to the water maybe couple of drops of mint oil or
Oh yeah, for the
lavender
aroma. The
oil.
aroma,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I've not actually ever seen that, to be honest. Or you had that one. But the word that's just below it, or can I even pronounce it? The
It's
word,
huge word.
how would
Yes.
you say that one? Oh, I thought maybe
Loyal.
you,
Loyal.
yeah, that's pretty much it, isn't it? I think it's lowly. Yeah, is it lowly? No, Lolu. Lolu. Lulu. Lulu. That's it. It doesn't look like Lulu, but that's what it is, in my
It's not a
understanding.
French Lulu.
And it's basically the atmosphere, almost the spirit of the sauna, the steam, effectively, sort of thing, isn't it?
Mhm.
Um, and strangely, that name there, or that word, is very similar to the name of the river, because the river was Olu, wasn't it? Olu.
Mhm.
And this is Lolu.
Oh,
This
oh.
one's Lolu, Lulu, Lulu. I don't really know any Finnish, so
Lulu is French name, you know.
okay. Anything else there?
Nothing.
Okay.
Everything was clear.
Yeah, it is. It's reasonably well written, isn't it? So when it says I ducked into a sauna, why does he say ducked? What do you mean? What does it mean by
Duck
that?
is a bird who loves water. So
S-
it's like a maybe like a swim into the water, jump into the
Oh
water.
yeah, so when like the bird,
Yes,
the
like
duck
bird.
bird, they
Yeah.
go underwater
Mhm.
occasionally to eat on the bottom of the river or something. Vaguely, but in this sense here, if we go back to the photo again, just for a moment, you can see if he stands up, that guy, his head's going to pretty much hit the roof, isn't it? So to get in there, he probably had to bend down a little bit. And if you bend down, you can say duck, duck, or you'll hit your head. Often someone might say to you. So
To keep the
duck means
temperature
bend
inside.
over slightly.
Yeah. It must be not a big room to keep a temperature inside.
Yeah, that's it.
Mhm.
Of course, a lot of the heat goes up, doesn't it? And so you don't want the ceiling to be right up in the sky. You want it sort of get atable, really.
Yeah, the hottest place is just under the ceiling,
Yeah, that's it. All the heat's up here, isn't it, at the
and
top,
then
isn't it?
higher than hotter.
Yeah, yes. I, I have to go back and do it again, actually. But the temperature in London at the moment is just too hot. Just go in my garden, it's the sauna at the moment, I think.
Actually, in underground, I can't
Or
imagine.
the underground.
That's what you have.
Yeah, you've obviously used that. Okay. Okay, so with the 85C, what does the C stand for?
Calcium, it's very
Sorry?
hot.
So this is temperature, we know, but what does the C mean? What does it stand for? It stands for something, doesn't it? So F stands for Fahrenheit,
Hmm.
normally, which came from the German, it's a German name of somebody originally. But what does the C stand for? It stands
Greek,
for.
maybe.
So there's a word. You could just say 85C, but a lot of people would say 85 Celsius. So I'm just saying, what's the word associated? So what I'm trying to get at, there's two words. It's either Celsius, but some people say centigrade, Celsius or
Mm.
centigrade. They're essentially the same thing, but they are slightly different. But I don't really know what the difference is, to be honest. So you may hear people say slightly different ways of putting it. So just be aware of that. Um, when you got up here, think going back still numbers and letters and things. I think when you got here, I think you said 106 meters, and
Hmm.
I thought, oh, that's right. But then again, I suddenly thought, oh, why would it be meters? Because just ahead of it, it was
Yeah, I was thinking
kilometers.
about that,
Yeah,
yes.
that's right. Yeah. So yeah, so that's obviously what I'm highlighting here. So I'd be tempted not to read out the ones in brackets. There's a way out. There's a little bit of a trick. It makes it a bit easier. But once you start reading them, you sort of have to read them all to be consistent. So in this case, it has to be miles. Has to be miles.
Miles. Oh,
Yeah, has to
of
be. I
course,
can't believe it's anything else
miles.
really. If it's kilometers there, that has to be miles, I think. Okay. Um, so in Britain, traditionally in the past, we used Fahrenheit. So the older generation, people, I don't know, older than 50 maybe, probably older too, often talk about Fahrenheit. But it's the younger generation that tends to talk about centigrade, in my experience. And
Mhm.
centigrade is a bit sort of bit simpler to use, really, I find.
Metric system.
Yeah, the sort of the
But
metric
it's not
system.
very hot, I just admit. 85, it's nothing. It's nothing.
Well,
Really.
you mean for a sauna?
Yes.
Well, okay.
Usually it's about
But
100.
doesn't it feel different between a hot one? well, a dry one and a humid one. That doesn't that same temperature feel different, doesn't it?
I
Because
just
you,
talking
hmm.
now about dry sauna.
I think this is I think this was a dry one, but he did say putting a ladle full of water, didn't he?
Sometimes it's even higher than 100 degrees in saunas.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. It's a real worry. So, okay, that was a good read, I thought. I did notice that I think it was excruciating. So, was that word there? I think you missed off the ed, but that doesn't really matter, really, I think. But what does it mean, that word? What does that word mean? Do you use it?
Clambered down,
Hmm.
stepped down.
Yeah, kind of, yeah, stepped. But clambering is a little bit more awkward than stepping. It is a bit
Mm,
more like the idea of climbing than just
yeah,
stepping.
sacrifice,
It sounds a
yes.
little bit more involved. Yeah,
Mm.
that's it. Well, if I hear someone stepping down, I don't really think they might fall. But if someone clambers down, it sounds to me that they might just fall. It sounds like it's a little bit of an accident possibility. Clambering sounds a bit more risky, but not necessarily. And here, of course, he does say, I clambered down an ice encrusted ladder. So, in fact, this ice encrusted makes it sound like, well, you might just slip, but you won't die or something, you'll just slip, or she. We don't really hear as yet what happened or anything. Okay, so I think you missed off the S on surges. Surges. Do you want to say that word again? Just surges?
Surges,
Yeah, surges. And ladleful, ladleful.
ladleful.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Yeah, that's pretty good. And I think, and something happened here. I can't think what happened now. Say that word again there?
Northernmost.
Yeah, pretty much. But when I listen, it's not clear to me exactly the word you're saying. So basically I am saying northern and
Northern.
then most, but I'm putting the words right next to each other when I'm saying them. So northernmost, northernmost.
Northernmost.
Yeah, that sounds
Northernmost.
quite good. That sounds quite good. Probably was a bit of practice, but it's not a very common word, so don't be too. But for practice, it's good to get some words, get some good words under your belt, sort of a thing. So ducking means to just bend your head down a little bit, otherwise
Mhm.
you might hit your head on something. We said that. Um, and and so how would you say that word there that I just typed up?
Uh, is it past?
I don't think you can really say. Let's bring the dictionary up. Let's bring the old dictionary up and try. Let's ask the dictionary. Oh, swath is still there from last time. Swath or swathe. You can put an e on the end of that word, of course, as well. So, so the form read or read is pronounced
read,
read when
Mhm.
it is the present tense, and
read,
read when it's the past tense. So basically, you can't tell until you look at the sense in which it's being
Yes,
used.
by
But I think,
context.
yeah, but I think you just mixed it up slightly. Is easily done. So read and read. That's it. Okay, that was good. I remember it, but I can't see where it is. So it was in there somewhere. Doesn't matter. So let's scroll. So I just want to reread. I can't think which one it was now. Maybe that last paragraph there. I'll just reread it, and then it's your go again, if that's okay. Okay, so, but that wasn't enough for me. Stepping outside into the cold air, steam rose from my body, and I clambered down an ice-encrusted ladder into the excruciatingly cold water of the Ulu River, which had a temperature of around 1 centigrade. I felt piercing pain, like a million needles striking my skin. So as I'm reading that there, I'm sort of trying to put a bit of emotion into it, and my voice is going up and down. I think yours could go up and down a little bit more in the tone of it. I'm going up and down. So I'm sort of making it a bit more. a bit more drama in it, really. But you will find that people, as you're talking to people, people just generally talk this way. The voice goes up and down for all sorts of reasons. I'm sure you've noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sort of just adds that extra little bit of emotion to it. Okay, because there was and I've noticed, often it's the Chinese are quite flat in their voices. And there was a Chinaman, a person from China yesterday in the class, and he was actually pretty good for a Chinaman. But even he was still quite flat in his tone, but he was actually quite good. So let's scroll on anyway, unless you wanted to reread that little bit there. But we've got a whole article to go through. Is that okay? Do you want to read again here?
Yeah. But I didn't jump out. Yeah. From the beginning. Yeah. But I didn't jump out. Instead, I counted slowly up to 12. And after a few seconds, the pain seemed to disappear. I actually felt okay with it. It was almost like an icy hug. When I climbed out, the air around me seemed almost warm. To some, it might sound like the morning schedule of a deranged masochist, but this sequence of cold, hot, and then cold again made me feel strangely alive. A sauna followed by an ice bath is known as contrast therapy in sports medicine, and it feels surprisingly good. When I do it, I experience a rush of energy, which gave way to a mood of happiness. It's something I have long enjoyed, like millions of other Finns who regularly take part in the traditional sauna bathing rituals. It is such an important part of life in Scandinavia that Sweden's entry to this year's Eurovision Song Contest, performed by Kai, whose members hail from Finland, is an ode to the sweetie head of Saunas. The song Barabada Bastu, which translated roughly as Just Take a Sauna, had been among the favorites in the competition and had been topping the charts ahead of the competition. In the end, the performance came in fourth place.
Okay, that's nice. Thank you. Well done. Very good. Very good. So once again, anything there?
Mm. Deranged masochist. Masochist, I know. Deranged.
Mm. Mm.
Deranged. What does it
So
mean?
if you're deranged, it means you're sort of basically mad.
Mm.
But normally, if you're deranged, it means it's something has deranged you. Normally, something has made you mad. It's not like it's a permanent state of madness. Let's just pop it into the dictionary. So basically, it's madness. Let's see what they say.
Masochist is the correct pronunciation.
Um, very nearly, but we'll look at that in a moment. So if you're deranged, someone who is deranged behaves in a wild and uncontrolled way, often as a result of mental illness. A deranged man shot and killed 14 people. So it's mad, crazy, distracted, frantic, deranged. Okay, there we go. Slightly fuller
Crazy
definition.
masochist. It's masochist. It explains everything.
Yeah. Well, so
It's
I
crazy
would pronounce that
masochist.
as masochist, masochist.
Masochist.
So I'm almost saying kissed at the end here. Kissed, masochist.
Masochist.
Okay. So let's actually pop that into. So what do you understand by the meaning of the word? What's the meaning of masochist then, or what is a masochist, or who is a masochist?
It's a person who likes when somebody hurts him.
Hmm. Or her.
A person who likes pain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Spanking or something, I think, is a
Yes.
classic one, isn't it? Okay. Yeah. And doesn't it come? And often we talk about. There we go. So sadomasochism.
Masochism.
Often the two put together.
Usually it's in sex during
Yes.
sex. not in the usual life.
Well, I won't make any comments there. So it says named after Leopold von Sacher-Masoch.
Mhm.
He lived 150 odd years
Novelist.
ago. Austrian novelist.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay. Nice.
supposedly there. I thought that it might give a slightly different. Okay, all right. Okay, there we go. Let's hear them say the word though. So it comes from his name,
masochism,
or masochism, isn't it?
Mhm.
Masochism. So we're saying masochist. Okay, great. There we go.
Mhm.
And if you're jumping into a hot sauna and then into the cold, it sounds like you're a masochist because masochist is
Crazy
about receiving
masochist.
pain, isn't it? Yeah.
Double masochist.
A double masochist, not just a single one, a double one. So what would you say the opposite of a masochist is? What's the opposite?
Hedonist, maybe.
I've not heard that one. I don't want to find out what it is. I think a lot of people think the opposite of a masochist is a sadist. So a
Sadist.
sadist supposedly is
Ah,
someone who likes to inflict pain, and a masochist is someone who enjoys in some way
sadomasochist. Mhm.
receiving pain in some way. So sadist and masochist, and
It's
that's
not it's not an opposite. It's like an other side.
yeah, it's a kind of opposite. Yeah,
Mhm.
one sort of complements the other. I know what you're saying. Yes, you can't say it's an exact.
I mean, antonym, it's a person who likes pleasure, who likes
Oh, hedonist, do you mean?
the hedonist, yes.
Yeah. So yes. So it's yeah, we know the spelling. Your spelling's probably better than mine. So, have I spelled it correctly? Yeah, I have. Yes, hedonist. That's it.
Hedonist.
That's what we normally say. That's it. Anything else there? Um, again, it was pretty good. I thought very good. There's lots of little things to trip up on in a way.
Yeah, it's not complicated article
Hmm.
as such.
Interesting subject.
It's not a scientist article.
Yeah, I do a lot of scientific ones, don't I? So he's still. I think she had that ladder, that icy ladder. So she went. I think she went in on an icy ladder, and so then again had to come out on an icy covered ladder. And the coming in and the going out, I was saying it was this word. So just read that sentence again, just to practice that word again.
Mhm. When I clambered out, the air around me seemed almost warm.
Yes, and that's true, isn't it? Although you wouldn't expect it to be warm because you're so hot inside, you just feel that extra bit warm, don't you? And that's it. You've got it. That's it. So clambered, clambered. That's it.
Clambered. Mm.
And without the ed, forget the ed for the moment. So it's just clamber, clamber, clamber. Do you want to say clamber for me, the little bit?
Clamber.
Yeah. And so it's basically climb. Clamber is basically the same as climb. I can't really think of anything else there. I suppose I think when you said Eurovision, so that's the way we say it, Eurovision. Most people say Eurovision. It didn't sound quite clear. Could you just say it again? Eurovision?
Eurovision.
Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. So do you know what Eurovision is? What is it? Do you have any idea?
It's a song contest every year,
Yeah.
different countries.
Yeah, that's it. That's basically it.
It's
So
I
it's
don't know,
famous. It's
last
absolutely yeah.
sorry.
Oh no,
Uh,
it's absolutely famous for the song competition, isn't it? But technically, Eurovision is basically a sort of an organization where television companies group together for some reason to make some programs or work together in some ways. So and it need not necessarily technically be just Europe. I think even Australia may be in it. I don't know. So although it's the song competition everyone knows it for, technically it's just a union of the television companies working together. That's what Eurovision is technically. Maybe that word there. It was pretty good.
Scandinavia.
Yeah, we say it just slightly differently. Scandinavia. Most they just say so. It's the
Scandinavia.
avia bit.
Yes.
Yeah,
Scandinavia.
that you've got it. That's it. That's it. And maybe that word there too. Thinking about it, that one there.
Roughly.
Most people say roughly.
Roughly,
Yeah,
roughly.
that's it. Yeah, roughly. That's it. And that was really all I noticed. Really, again, a good reading, and it's just little details I'm pointing out. Really.
Have you ever heard this song?
Mm,
Let's take a sauna.
no, I totally missed the Eurovision Song Contest this year, and
Mm.
this was written in May, so about a month ago. So this was before the contest. I think we've had it now.
I
No.
was still during driving. I think every day I heard this song
Oh, did you?
on radio. Yes.
Barabada Bastu. Yes. Just take a sauna. I didn't. I was saved. So I just had a quick drink. Let's scroll on then. Let's carry on.
Yeah. Mm.
Of course, they're calling this contrast therapy. They're going in and the out of being hot and cold. I sort of had forgotten that. I didn't really sort of forgot, didn't know, sort of thing. And she's steaming, isn't she?
Yeah.
With a grin on her face.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, yeah, that's classic, isn't it? She's obviously. Now we were saying before, she's got a swimming costume on. So do you think if it wasn't for the photo, she wouldn't be wearing her swimming costume? Do you think?
Yes. In Moscow, in winter, I like to go to
Mm.
swimming pool, open
Mm.
swimming pool. The water in swimming pool was very cold or very hot, maybe
Mm.
35 degrees plus Celsius. But it was maybe a couple of meters when we have to go from the water and go inside the building just
Mm.
to change, to take a shower and everything. So it was maybe 2 seconds of amazing moments.
Yeah, of
With-
pain to get.
Yes, yes, of
So,
pain.
but how cold was it outside of the water? When you get out of the water, what's the
Very
air?
cold because over
Mm.
the water it was like steam.
Mm. Like this, you were
Yes,
steaming.
like that. Yes, like that. So it's hot
Wow.
water and maybe 30 centimeters of steam just above the water. Then cold.
Really? You could
Yeah,
just see above the water, there's like a good foot of just steam floating above the water, like a
yeah,
mist.
you can find some
Mm.
pictures
Mm.
on internet. So it's a
Yeah, probably in the
swimming
background
pool.
here. If you look at the background here, it is a little bit. I don't might just be the out of focus. I know what you mean though. I know what you mean. Yes, I have seen that sort of a thing. That is interesting.
Because our body at that moment it's a big stress. So
Mm.
body produces plenty of hormones.
Yes, that's right. And this is the author of the article. This lady. This is the lady who wrote the article that we're reading. That's fantastic.
Mhm.
So okay, so we got to. It says at the fourth place. I think that's the last thing you read.
Mhm.
So and there's some here down. Is that okay? Do you want to read again
Yes,
from there?
yeah, really. To those outside of Finland, the lurch from cold to hot and to cold again can seem extreme, but it is a health craze that is now spreading beyond Scandinavian borders to other parts of the world. So I wanted to delve into the science behind the Finnish sauna and find out whether it really is good for me. Mm.
There she goes. Fins. There you go. Next one.
Finns go to the sauna at least once a week and spend between 5 to 30 minutes in about 80 from 80 to 100 Celsius, 176, 212 Fahrenheit heat, says Heikki uh, Jankari, a doctor who sits on the board of the Finnish Sauna Society, an organization that has promoted Finnish sauna culture since 1967. Saunas have existed for thousands of years, and going to them is a deeply rooted part of Finnish life. It unites Finns across the generations and regions. Saunas have even made it into the UNESCO uh, intangible heritage list. There are an estimated 3.3 million saunas in this country of wow, 5.5 million people, meaning there accessibly to almost everyone. Sauna users often cool off in an icy lake or river or take a cold shower. People typically alternate between hot and cold several times, says Yankari. Yunkari. But going from heat to ice is an intense experience that affects blood circulation in the human body, says Sitter Kunutsor, a cardiovascular epidemiologist at the University of Manitoba. When you go to the sauna, the temperature inside the body goes up slowly from 37 Celsius, 99 Fahrenheit, to as high as 39 Celsius, 102 Fahrenheit. Blood vessels dilate, you start sweating, and that reduces blood pressure, he says. Being immersed in cold water does the opposite. Blood vessels contract and blood pressure goes up.
Yes, that's a long reading, wasn't it? That was really good. Well done.
It's dangerous for people who have a problem with heart or
It
blood
sounds like it could
vessels.
be, doesn't it? Yes.
Yeah, it can be stroke or heart attack immediately.
Just be careful, I think.
Yeah.
But then again, I have heard, and I think I'm not sure, but I think this article, if we were to read this at the bottom, we haven't really got the time, I guess. I think it would probably is going to say something like it's good for your heart. If assuming to start with you haven't got a heart problem, it
Yes,
will
if you
keep
are
your heart
healthy, it's
good in good.
good.
Yeah.
But if you have a problems
To
with
start
health,
with, yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
she
good.
is no good for you. Should be careful anyway. Yes, that's right. Yeah, I think you've got it. You knew that anyway. We all probably knew that, really. So anything in that little bit there, and perhaps we'll scroll up in a second to get the rest of it. Anything?
About this. Yeah,
Long one.
sorry, it's behind this article. I just remember in Russia some people practice it in after banya, go to the river, and it's another problem because it's immediately shock, and it's very strong streams in the rivers sometimes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
people just fell down to water, and that's all.
Oh, it does happen.
Yeah. And
Wow.
their bodies maybe would be found maybe in few kilometers away.
Down the river, sort of. Oh dear, that's terrible. But perhaps were they on the old vodka, maybe, and maybe that was a problem.
Oh, it's not about vodka. It's like
Well, no, if you're sitting there for half an hour, nothing to do, you might
it's
take a
not good
swig of
for
vodka.
health to drink vodka in banya or in sauna.
No. So that's kind of a no-no, is it, to drink vodka in the banya?
Yes,
Okay, that's
it's a
good.
tale stories about Russians.
That's a good.
Don't
I'm
drink
glad to
vodka.
hear that. Glad to hear that. I'm sure no Russian has ever had vodka in the banya.
It's better to drink beer in banya.
Yeah, well, of
in
course. Yeah,
sauna.
it's more like a water, isn't it? That sense. It's a drink
Mhm.
to hydrate
Because
you.
it's hydration, it's plenty of vitamins and minerals. It's much, much better to fill your body with
It's
minerals.
more enjoyable anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, about words. Yeah.
so this little bit here I noticed. So
Unesco's intangible
that's
heritage
it.
list.
You've got it now. You've got it. So that's it. You had it. So I think you said UNESCO is what an sound on the end, but we always say UNESCO. UNESCO.
Unesco's.
This has got plural as well. So well, an ownership's of this, isn't it? So
Yeah, usually it's like an
UNESCO's.
abbreviation. It's with capital letters, but here it's
Yeah, but it's so common.
mm,
It's so well known, but just that everybody thinks of it as almost as a word, essentially. But we all also do know that it stands for United Nations, etc., 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 whatever it does stand for. And you've got intangible. That's it. That's exactly it. So this word is intangible. So what does
intangible.
intangible mean?
Oh, no idea.
The way
Um,
you said it so
like a
well, I thought you.
conservation, maybe well known or
Yeah.
tradition. people
I
tradition.
think the whole thing, this title is related to that, isn't it? It is related to that. But if something's intangible, it basically means you can't really touch it with your hand. It's something
Oh,
which you can't sort of touch. So let's put that word in the dictionary, or maybe
mm.
both of those words. Let's see what it says there.
Immaterial. Immaterial.
It's vaguely connected, but if you say it's immaterial, that sort of means it doesn't matter. It sort of means it doesn't matter as well. But whereas intangible just means it can't be touched.
Mhm.
So intangible, something that is intangible is abstract, or it is hard to define or measure. Well, that's probably a better division than can't be touched. Okay. So it's abstract, hard to define. And what was your one? Intangible, and what was the other one? You said
Intan-
in what was it? Immaterial, did you say?
Yes, immaterial, yes. No, not material, immaterial. You can't touch it with hands.
Oh, I've got immaterial. I get in for some reason. So
Immaterial.
yeah,
I
immaterial.
material,
Yeah,
immaterial.
okay. So if you say something is immaterial, you
Mhm.
mean that it is not important or
Ah,
not relevant. So it sounds
hmm.
like it might be the same thing, but it's sort of not really, sort of thing. So irrelevant, insignificant, unimportant, unnecessary, etc. That's it, immaterial.
Mm, strange, different
It's tricky, isn't it?
sense. Yes.
So it's so yeah. You can see the why they are what they are, I should say. There we go. Um, anything else there, or anything at all there, I should say. It was there were some tricky names, and I think your guess there was as good as mine. So, and this other name here, so it looks like junk,
Mm.
but there is, and you said it is Jung.
You
I
carry
think
it,
you're
you
right. I
carry it,
think you're right.
yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
think you're right. That's what I say, Jung.
Because Finland was a part of Russian Empire,
Mm.
so
At some time in the
it
past.
is, yes, we know some
And there's a
words.
lot of Finns even now that live in Russia, isn't there? There's a massive load of Finns live there.
So it's Hungarian and Finnish language, the most difficult languages.
Oh, really?
Yes. So they belong to the same language group, Hungarian people and
Even the
yes,
Finnish and the
Finnish
Hungarians,
people,
really?
yes.
Oh, I didn't realize
So
that.
it means people from, I don't know, from Hungary to Finnish or the opposite from Finland to
Mm,
Hungarian, but they've got very common language. It's very difficult.
mm. I was just going to
Finno-Ugorskая группа.
say again.
I don't know how it is pronounced in English. Finno-Ugors group of
Mm,
people.
yeah. Um, yeah.
Cardiovascular epidemiologist.
Yeah, I liked how you said that. That was really good. Yeah, that's very good. I was just going to say it was good how you said it. Your good pronunciation there. But there's something else around here, and I can't think what it was. Just a little word. Oh, is this one here, I think. So just how you said that one there. What's the,
Accessible.
yeah, that's it, right? Yes. So let's just pop it in the dictionary. Just listen to it again. Get the clear. Whoops. Put in material there again. Let's copy it again. My mistake. So let's search that one. Accessible. Let's listen to them. If something is accessible to people, they can easily use it or obtain it. So let's listen again.
accessible,
Accessible. Did you say it once more? Accessible.
Accessible.
Yeah, you've got it. Yeah, I think you had it. I think when you read it out first of all, it just wasn't quite so clear the very first time. But you're really good on that, I think. Accessible. Um, and there's also the word, it's down the bottom there. There's also,
Hedonist.
yeah, headed. That was like a minute ago, wasn't it? So can you just say this word here?
Body.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Body.
Mhm. Body language. Yes.
Would, yeah, it's just that I can't quite copy how you read it. So when you first of all read it out, body, more like that, sort of body. I can't remember now. So I just want to modify it a little bit. So if I just say it for you a couple more times, just to listen to it again. So body. Can you try that? Body.
Body.
Yeah. Okay. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I definitely understand what you're saying. Yeah. So maybe a couple more times. So body.
Body.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
I didn't realize I pronounced it not good.
It's just that it's a little bit.
Common word.
Yeah, it's a fairly common word, isn't it? So let's get that one spot on if we can. So we've got about another 6 odd minutes to go, I think, before the hour's up. So we can carry on though if you're okay. Just say if you have to shoot off or something, won't you? Okay. So till this time, I'll read it first, this first couple of paragraphs, and then it's your go, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And hopefully there aren't any too many hard words here and I won't stumble too much. Okay, so many medical papers have discussed the potential health benefits and risks of saunas and cold baths. But Junkari warned that many of these studies lack scientific quality. Very few studies are good quality randomized controlled trials, he says, referring to a scientific methodology, I should say, methodology in which participants in a study are randomly sorted into groups in order to test the effectiveness of a drug, activity, or some other intervention. So that was my tricky word there. So basically, it's method first of all, and then ology stuck on the end. So methodology. So do you want to give that a
Yeah,
go?
can I start?
Yeah.
Many medical papers have discussed the potential health benefits and risks of saunas and cold baths, but Yukari warns that many of these studies lack scientific quality. Very few studies are good quality, randomized, controlled trials, he says, referring to a scientific methodology in which participants in a study are randomly sorted into groups in order to test the effectiveness of a drug, activity, or some other intervention.
That's good. So I led you astray there. Yeah. So you're better than me. Actually, you didn't really struggle on that one. Yeah. So methodology. So what does methodology mean? Do you know? And it's got scientific in front of it. So you could say.
Like examination or trial or experiments.
Yeah, it's kind of connected with those things, isn't it? But the meaning really is quite simple. Just the way you do things, you could say, the way that you work, the particular order of things. So let's see what they say here. So a variable noun they describe it as a methodology. Let's listen to their pronunciation.
Methodology.
A methodology is a system of methods and principles for doing something, for example, for teaching or for carrying out research. So that's just an example, but it's just a system of working, a way of working. That's what all they're saying. So method, basically. Your method is the way of doing something. Okay, that's it. It's very simple. And maybe the word just above it there. So that was probably the only word I noticed. I think was a little bit out when you said it. Could you say it?
Randomized.
Oh, I missed you. Once again?
Randomized.
Oh, yeah, you're better than me probably. So randomized. Okay.
Randomized.
Yeah, that's it. That's even better now. That's fantastic. Okay, fantastic. I didn't really notice anything else there. So let's scroll on. Do you fancy reading this one?
Yeah.
Down to the bottom?
Yeah.
To there? Okay.
To the end. Yes.
To the end, I guess.
There are also reports in the medical literature of people who have fallen ill, and even dead after diving straight from the heat of a sauna into ice cold water. One 1998 study, for example, reported the case of a person in Japan who died from a heart attack after entering cold water immediately after leaving a sauna. Data suggests, however, that these incidents are extremely rare. Most tend to involve people who have been drinking alcohol or have existing conditions. There have been some studies, however, that also warn short sauna baths inters- interspersed with rapid cooling is associated with heart arrhythmia in patients with existing cardiovascular disease. A case report published earlier this year also warned how a patient needed hospital care in Birmingham, UK for 12 days after suffering heat stroke in a sauna that led to a heart attack, seizures, and injury to the liver and kidneys.
Yeah, we were just speaking about this, weren't we?
Yes,
And I mentioned about the alcohol, and this guy, the reason it happened was because he was drinking, or had been drinking anyway. But they are saying it's extremely rare, so that's good to hear. So we can keep going to the sauna, or I need to go to the sauna more, I should say,
yeah, just don't drink alcohol before that,
really.
during,
Or when you're in there, probably as well.
or don't fall down into a river because it's dangerous. Strip.
Yeah, yeah. On the ice-encrusted steps, clambering down. Yeah, okay. That was really good. I liked your arrhythmia. That's exactly how it's said. Have you seen this word before, arrhythmia? That there.
Yes, because
Oh.
I work in a health sector, I know
Oh, okay.
I know some words.
Oh, I kind of thinking about it. I thought you some of these medical terms you did seem very, very confident on. That makes sense now. That was good. So maybe that word there, I've sort of noticed. I could understand what you're saying. Could you say it again, maybe?
Warned,
Yeah,
warned. Mhm.
warned, warned. So, so I think you're. It's only very slight, but I think you when you see an R, you want to try to pronounce it. But really, in English, what happens is when you have a vowel next to the R, and I think there's pretty much always a vowel next to the R, it's sort of, we tend to pronounce those two letters. We should look at those two letters and make a particular sound. And it isn't really the R sort of a sound that R might normally make. So here we're saying something like, what is it? I suppose we're actually saying R. The name of the letter is R, isn't it? So we sort of say R right there. So I think, is that right? I'm not sure now.
Warned. Yeah. I try
Warn.
to avoid to pronounce hard R,
Yeah.
my Russian R, but
Maybe I
sometimes.
imagined it, but it is possible I imagined it. So let's just pop it in here, listen to it anyway. So warn, I said,
But when I want to simulate my strong Russian accent, it's
yeah.
better to
No, it's very hard, isn't it?
maybe to
It's very, very difficult.
maybe to avoid some problems
Yeah.
in evening streets. Just speak with strong Russian accent.
Yeah, that'll frighten them off, maybe. Yes. So I said we're saying R. We're not really saying R, are we? So it's more or, I
One,
think, really, isn't it? So we're on.
one.
So there, the AR is more of an or sound, isn't it? Not R, or. So, so I'm not really saying R. And this is, as I understand it, I think children in this country are still taught that way. They say, little kiddies when they go to school, they point to the blackboard, and they say when you see A and R together in this word, it's more or. They're saying or. Okay, something like that, I believe, anyway.
Won. Like a
So yeah.
won.
Yeah, like horn, you could say, but this one obviously worn,
Won,
worn. Yes.
won. Mhm.
And so the plural one is
warns,
warns, and past tense,
warned,
warned, warned.
Warned. Mhm.
Yeah, okay. And the root word is
warn,
warn. Or yes, they're saying or, isn't he? Or.
But it pronounced like the same, like win, won, won. Past simple. Won. Win, won, won.
Okay. You find that simple?
I think pronunciation the same.
So what were those three
Won.
words you just gave me?
Win, win, won, win.
V-I-N?
No, W. W.
Oh, so vine.
Wine.
Wine, sorry.
Win, win, won, won. It's like a defend in
So
competitions.
win,
Win in competitions.
was it won, did you say as well? What was
Win, won, won. Win a
oh one. Oh
competition.
one.
To win a competition. To win a
Oh, I
competition.
see. So win. Oh yeah. So you're giving me uh the the past, the
Yes,
present, and the future tense of
past present, yes.
win. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
it's pronounced the same as I write. Am I right? Won and won.
well, this. I think win is an irregular. Is that an irregular word? So you don't won. So with past tense of worn is got an ed on the end, doesn't it? So it is different in that sense.
I
But
mean,
it's
won,
but it's
won, not warned, won. Okay, just present.
so I'm not sure which word we're talking about. Is it the win word we're talking about over here, or is it we're still talking about worn? Worn. So
This word,
you when you say this word, but which one?
warn, first
Okay,
word,
so
first
yeah,
word.
WARN, yeah,
Go
worn.
back again. Definition of warn.
Yes. There's some danger, and you're telling someone about some danger. I'm
Yeah.
warning you about some problem. That's it. Yeah, I think yes. That's the definition anyway. Warn. It's here, isn't it? Possible danger. It says. Oh, baby. That's. Yeah. It's based. I don't think there's any other beyond. That's really only the meaning there. I think, isn't it? Yeah. So. So let's go back where we were. I guess. We read that, didn't we? So what else did we see? I did. I noticed the ill, and I think you mentioned this before. So it's very easy. A good number of British people say if there's a double L in it. I think I said this before. The double L can sound a bit like a W. So ill here. They might say a lot of people might say it as ill, ill. They're sort of putting almost like a W there, and I think you did that a little bit, but a lot of Brits do that anyway. So you're copying everyone else in a sense, but it's really sort of ill, ill.
Ill.
So, so the vowel at the beginning. So that's that's what we're talking about. Or let's make it small letter. That isn't very clear. That's a small I and two small L's. But when you're saying it, I'm hearing this word, eel. So it's like a kind of a thing that lives in water, an eel. It's like a snake almost. Lives in water.
Yeah, I know.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Fish.
hearing when you say it.
Ill.
So eel, eel. But this one here is ill, ill. So so it's I suppose it is e after there's two e's there, and so maybe we're saying it for a longer period of time. I don't know if it's a longer e, but
Ill.
it's we're stretching out the sound a bit more. So it's eel, eel. And I think you're saying it for too long a time, and it's making it sound like this bottom one here. So only say the vowel sound for a short length of time. You're stretching it out for too long, I think. So ill,
Ill.
ill. Oh, that's
Ill.
better. Yes,
Calling
and
ill.
and maybe do both of them. I'll do both of them first of all. So ill, ill, and then eel, eel. After you, you'll go.
Mhm. Ill. Ill. Ill.
Yeah,
Ill.
yeah, yeah. That's it. That's it. Spot on. That's exactly it. That's exactly. You've got it. You've got it. Yeah. So if you're in the health sector, you'll be using that word all the time. So that's fantastic. I think your data was marvelous. I like the data. Anything you've noticed there? I can't think. Oh, well, there's that word there, wasn't it? You said that a couple of times, but I think you basically had it by the end. But you say you've got it really. But do you know what it means? That word? We just
In,
say, it? Yeah. And
mm, no idea.
so interspersed.
Interspersed.
Okay. So if I just if I read put it into context, it might help a little bit. So however, that also warn. Let me read the whole sentence then, from the beginning. Then there we go, down to there to there. Okay. There have been some studies, however, that also warn short sauna baths interspersed with rapid cooling is associated with heart arrhythmia. So, what do you think interspersed means from that?
I understand meaning. It's just like in a row, one activity, then another activity,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
repeat
that's
again and
exactly it.
again and
That's it.
again.
That's it. That's it. Doing one thing, then something else, but then back
Mhm.
to the first one, then to the second, something like that, or just mixing up something like that. That's it. You've got it. So you might do a little bit of washing up, then a little bit of drying up, a little bit of washing up at the kitchen sink, a little bit of knives and forks, and then washing, drying, washing, drying. Yeah, that's it. Could be anything really, couldn't it? That's it. Yeah, I think your Birmingham was quite good. So let's just say Birmingham a couple of times. So Birmingham, Birmingham. I'm saying Birmingham, but that's more the American way. If you say the ham on the end, it's a bit like the American way. But the Brits don't really say that. We say Birmingham, Birmingham, and you don't really hear the ham properly. So do you want to give it a go now? So Birmingham.
Birmingham. Birmingham.
Yeah.
Birmingham.
Yeah, so it's almost as if I guess I'm sort of missing out the H in a way. Sort of.
Yeah.
Birmingham. Birmingham. Yeah.
Birmingham. Birmingham. No,
Yeah. It is tricky.
Birmingham.
And of
Birmingham.
course, you remember what I was saying once, was it last week or yesterday
Birmingham.
about the NG
Yeah.
business?
And
This is another place where we make the sound. And so that's what makes this word quite tricky. So we make the sound and we don't really say the H, I suppose. But then again, the Americans do. So you just sound a bit American when you say it, really. So Birmingham, that's how the Americans say it. I'm overdoing it a little bit there, but Birmingham. So just be aware of it. So it's not really ham on the end. And I suppose most places, a lot of places have ham on the end of it. So there is a West Ham in London. And I think maybe we do actually say West Ham because I think it's its own little word. Just trying to think. There must be other places, East Ham, West Ham. But often we don't really say ham so much, as I understand it. But maybe I'm mistaken. So I'll have to check that out actually. Um, so let's do that once, a couple more times, just to listen to it maybe. So the normal British way of saying that way is Birmingham, Birmingham, Birmingham. So you'll go.
Birmingham. Birmingham.
Yeah, your first one there was actually pretty much spot on. It was really good. We lost it a little bit with the second one, but that's good. That's good. You're getting it. You're getting it.
Yeah, when you concentrate on some words, it's getting worse.
Uh, no, kind of what it is my understanding is that you've just heard me say it a couple of times, and then it's right in the front of your mind, and it's so much easier to say it. But when you had to say it the second time, you're relying much more on your longer term memory. Oh, what do I say normally? And it comes out the older way, or a mixture of the two. But that's sort of how we learn. That's just how it is. But you're pretty good, actually. You're pretty. I could definitely understand what you were saying. It's just the details of pronunciation. And I can't remember. I had this idea when you said this one here. This could you say that one again there for me?
That lead.
Yeah, lead. Yeah, lead. That's how I would say it. Um, so that's the past tense, isn't it? That one there. So if there was an A where my cursor is, that would put it into that would change the tense completely there, wouldn't it? Okay. So lead. I've mixed these words up before now, so it is easily done. I can't really think of anything else really. Actually, it said there was a rare case there, wasn't it? So I think the word rare, that's a double R. Do you fancy just doing
Yes.
this one? So
Ye-
rare, rare.
Rare, rare, rare.
Ah, yeah, you did it twice, two different ways there. Your last one, you didn't put too much emphasis on the second R. That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah, yeah, rare, rare.
yeah.
So at the end, the ARE, it's almost like, you know, obviously we're breathing air at the moment. I'm basically saying like the air we're breathing. So air, rare. That's what I'm saying. But rare, rare. Yeah. But the Americans say it the second way that you said it. So I can't really copy the way you said it. It's so difficult. Rare, rare. No way.
Rare, yeah.
Yeah, that was good. That was
Roar,
good.
roar.
Yeah, almost like raw. Yeah, but not quite. Yes.
Dinosaur, roar.
Raw, raw. Great. I think we'll leave it there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think next week, and you're going on holiday, I think you said, didn't you? But
In
next week will
July,
probably be,
second week of July.
oh, second week. Well, if you're here for next week, the next week will be the last week, and then it's summer holidays. So if you can, put your name down for the
Lovely.
classes.
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay,
I
great.
will do
Thanks.
that. Thank you so much for your time. Thank
Okay,
you.
no, it's
Uh,
fun, and I've learned. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
We know what
So
they're
many
doing.
snow. Let me see it.
But
Yeah.
did you say, have you actually done this? Did you say, gone in the snow? Have you actually done that yourself
Uh,
after a sauna?
yes, it's people do special hole in the ice,
Yeah,
like for fishing, but bigger than for fishing. Yeah.
but I think that I'm guessing this one they've cut through the ice, and there
Yes,
was
it's a
snow
whole
on the
nice.
ice
Yes.
here, isn't there?
The
Yeah.
ice can be maybe sometimes it depends on temperature. It can be 1 meter
Mm,
uh, high.
yeah. It's fantastic, isn't it? Amazing. I've not done anything like that. Had a sort of a cool shower, not even a cold shower, just a cool shower. But so maybe a bit. I wasn't quite sure how it would affect me, so I was being a bit sort of careful.
Jumping water is better than to have a cold shower because it's immediate.
Yeah.
Uh, ex-
She's almost naked there, isn't she? Got socks on though. Oh, remember there
It's
was a
not a
lady.
socks, it's special shoes.
Oh, are they? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay. How
like
does it?
maybe a
Yeah.
warm costume for kayaking, maybe special socks for
Uh,
kayaking. Because everything is good with body, but feet and hands struggle a
mm.
lot from the
So,
cold.
so if you're in the medical, you'd know that we often call them the extremities.
Mm.
So your feet and your hands, you'd call
Yes.
them the
Yeah.
extremities.
Even it's better sometimes to wear hat.
And there she is, a lady with a hat
Yeah.
on.
Or hat. You see, it's hat.
Yes.
Because hair struggle from hot temperature, hot air, and then cold water. It's double struggle, double problems
But
for hair.
the hair does, you mean? What did
Mhm.
it goes a bit stringy or straggly, you mean? What do you mean?
Yes.
What happens with
It
the
can be
hair?
damaged.
Oh, it damages the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The change in temperature. It's great for the body, terrible for the
It's
hair.
good for skin, especially cold weather is good for skin.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, for lady skin. Yeah, for face.
Not men's skin. So what are these stainless steel barrels here that she seems to be working next to? What's going on here? Any idea?
Maybe it's ice because it's mm, maybe it's not in the winter time. Maybe it's ice inside.
Hmm. Could
It's
be, I
because
suppose.
of trees are green.
Yeah, yeah.
The picture up picture
Yeah, the
is
top one.
typical for
The,
Russian
so top
sauna
one. Oh, this
because
looks very typical
he
Russian, does it?
yeah
Yeah.
yeah he's holding a special like a bouquet.
Well,
No,
this looks like a
it's a
lady to
dry
me.
leaves. Yeah.
Yeah.
We use it in our saunas
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
to
have
hit
seen
each
that.
other,
Okay.
to hit each other.
Yeah, to hit you on the back sort of
Yes,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
To
like
get
a
the
massage,
raise the skin, get the blood to the skin, isn't it, or something like that?
like a peeling massage. It's for nice smell. Yeah.
Yeah. I like how the door looks slightly burnt. Like there's been a fire in there or something. a bit too smoky. So I presume it's a wood burning sauna. I think we can see the wood here, I guess. Is that wood, do you think, or a wall?
I think it's coal, maybe not a wood.
Cool. But normally you put a particular you put wood in a sauna, don't you? Traditionally, in let's say in Finland
Those
anyway.
stones.
Yeah, but to
Mhm.
get the heat, the thing you burn, no, I understand it's not the best ones supposedly are wood. I think I had an electric one, I think,
Mhm.
but so it's probably not the best. But any more photos there? She looked very relaxed that day. That sort of very sort of relaxed smile on her face. This is the next story about apples, so I don't know what that's about really. If you look at her face, it looks very sort of relaxed, that smile, very almost away on in a happy place, sort of a thing. So this thing she has in the hand, you might call that a bucket or a pail. A P-A, is it
Maybe for
P-A-I?
water.
Sorry?
Water. Yes, I think it's a Russian banya, Russian sauna,
You think
because
this is a Russian one?
yeah, in Finnish
Mm.
people use sauna only for heating, but we use our saunas for heating and for washing. So we have to have a water.
Ah,
It's a big containers with water.
yeah.
So when the temperature is rising in sauna, this water is getting hot, of course.
Mm.
So we mix hot water with cold water so we can wash inside the banya.
Okay. So is sort of a bathroom and a
Yeah,
sauna.
yes, like a
Oh, okay.
it's not only for pleasure,
Mm.
Russian
It's
saunas,
very
it's
practical
for
sort of
for
thing. Yeah.
washing, yeah, for
Mm.
wash body.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That's interesting. Fascinating. Right. Okay, we'll call it a day there then, I think, and maybe we'll and come along next time if you can make it.
Okay.
And try to go to the sauna again and talk about the experience next time we see you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, go regular there.
I'm not so regular. The weather's too hot for me at the moment. I'll wait till it gets cool again, perhaps September or something.
Also now health club, it's swimming outside. I like to go to the
Mm.
swimming pool outside and then to sauna, jacuzzi, then swimming pool. Yes, so I just to do it. I do it several times, like in a row.
Oh,
Like an
in and
article,
out.
yes.
Yeah.
Swimming
Exactly,
pool,
exactly as you're
sauna,
meant to do it effectively.
jacuzzi, swimming pool, then sauna, jacuzzi, swimming pool.
Mm. Yeah, I have done that, a jacuzzi, but that's not really quite the same thing, is it, as a sauna? It's sort of,
Jacuzzi is just for pleasure, just.
yeah, yeah, where it's much more thorough. It's kind of a little bit of torture, isn't it, in the sauna? It can be
Yeah.
quite unpleasant, especially when you first go in there. That's my experience anyway. So that's where we started off with.
So I'd recommend it to start to do it.
Yeah. I don't quite believe the heat is on there somehow. I think the camera will be misted up or something or
Mhm.
ah.
Just design. I think it's glass.
But what are these? Yeah, it must be there's sort of like smears on it. So it does look like glass because you would only get smears if it was glass like this. There's drips or something on it from the
But it's
outside.
not a metal because metal will be very hot. It's dangerous.
But maybe these bars just protect the glass from being
Mhm.
broken or something because they can be quite dark in there, can't they? The saunas. Yeah, I think you're right. It's a sort of sheet of glass because these sort of smears on the outside is exactly what you would get, isn't it, if it was glass? These little weird lines here. Yeah, yeah, fascinating. Right, okay. Let's call it a day then. Whoops, not that one.
But it's strange. This stove looks very strange for me because
Hmm.
you see, it's like a um, very small, like a poles, like a wood, like a sticks. So they've made from metal, but metal in saunas, it's dangerous. If you touch this metal with your legs or hands,
You don't really want metal in there, do you? It's the last thing you want, isn't it? Metal.
yeah, I mean it's science.
It does look like metal, doesn't it? I have
It's
to agree
only
with you
it must
there.
be only wood and stones, nothing else. No metal, no glass. Mm.
That does seem very strange, because that would be scorchingly hot, wouldn't it? There.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got his knees right
Can
next
be
to it.
burned, yes. It can lead to burn of skin.
It can't be glass again, because I can't believe I'd want a grill or a wooden grill there or something. Or just stones, perhaps even. I don't know.
Stones, obviously
Yeah.
stones.
But as you say, this looks plainly like metal to me. Especially these little rods holding up this wooden ring. Very strange.
Mm-hmm. Very strange for me. It looks-
Yeah, I agree with you there. Okay, and on that final note, we'll have to finish.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time.
So, yes, okay. See you next time then.
Enjoy your evening. Bye.
Bye bye.